to me, it was always important to have that element that represents who I am, where I come from, in a very specific manner, Puerto Rico, the Caribbean, and also part of a larger American culture, which is not just one thing. I think it has different ramifications and different spheres. It's like in a way a circle that has a circle around it, that has a circle around it. But at the center is that what I call the internal locus. So for me, from the very beginning, it was important, that sense of identification. On the other hand, like many of my colleagues, we are dealing with forms that have traditions that date back centuries. We are using instruments that have their own traditions that also date back from centuries. So it's a matter of how you combine that and make it into a single entity that represents both aspects, that aspect that is global, but at the same, those other aspects that are individual. Now, how do I do it? How do I make the sort of localized into the larger sphere? I think it's a process of refinement and abstraction. So although I have works that are directly connected to popular music of the Caribbean, a lot of my music evokes it. It doesn't really quote it, and I make it my own. So I play within that aspect of the music. So if it's a rhythm, I find ways of transforming that rhythm in something that sort of fits my own thinking of how the music should sound. So I am not really trying to be a replica of that. I'm trying to do my own thing. I write a lot of chamber music. I write a lot of solo music. And I haven't, because I like the orchestra as a sound, as an instrument. I call it an instrument. Of course, it's not an instrument. It's many instruments, but it's an instrument of sorts. And I enjoy that sound. It's part of that notion of growing up hearing on the TV that those sounds. And at the same time, I was hearing the salsa music in the street. And in fact, what I do, as I said earlier, is that these two things coalesce into a single entity. I don't know if people really appreciate that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I don't care. I just do it. I don't see why. Well, I know why, but rhetorically, I can say I don't see why you have to follow any dogma. It's your music. You're writing it at home, you know. Why is it that you cannot do what you want? It's always, because I lived part of that period that is now historical, in the 70s specifically and 80s, I always thought, and I always commented to other colleagues, you're writing pieces, you think Boulez is looking over your shoulder and you're waiting for his approval or disapproval. And in fact, these people do not care about what you write. Initially, composers don't. I mean, if you're writing something so that the power that be, the great name, will approve of you, composers do not. Composers are self-centered. They're thinking about their own stuff. So write your own stuff. Write your own stuff.